And once again, CNN has come through for me. And I appreciate the good work that CNN does for me as far as these silly news articles. So this is straight from the main page of CNN, and this was actually their top story. So this is from today. It was updated at 3:03 p.m. Eastern Time. And it says, one day after reopening, an ice cream shop was forced to temporarily close because customers didn't follow social distancing rules. And so the article here goes on to say, nearly all states partially reopened last week, and businesses across the country are preparing to welcome customers back. But because of the coronavirus pandemic, things are far from normal. An ice cream shop in Massachusetts had to close its doors on Saturday, just one day after reopening, because customers refused to follow social distancing rules and even harassed employees. Things got so bad at the Polar Cape ice cream parlor in Mashpee that an employee quit the same day. So this article goes on to state the plight of this business, and that they apparently were trying to take reservations for ice cream, and people weren't complying with it, and they decided to come anyway. They started to get into arguments with the employees, according to the owner. And end of the story, they opened back up within a couple days. So it was basically a big nothing. This clearly is meant to show, the plight of these poor businesses that are being forced to open under these terrible rules that allow for freedom and allow people to have their businesses back. Seriously, this is truly a distraction.
I didn't take that away from this article at all. I took the opposite, that they were allowed to reopen and that it was a problem. It's really difficult to do. They were forced to temporarily close. Now, what I don't understand is why they were punishing the business owner. Why didn't he just kick if he had disruptive or patrons they thought were being disruptive, why didn't he just kick them out and that's the end of it?
Well, that's the point. Well, why didn't he? Instead, this article is basically about this sort of little drama tale about all the terrible things that happened when they opened and customers not complying, because it's all about compliance. That's the whole point. Right now, that's the spin, is if you don't comply, you're bad. So they're trying to say that the customers weren't compliant with their regulations of this particular business, when it seems to me the whole thing was just an overhyped distraction. Again, that's why I brought it up as a daily distraction. This is I understand that there are places that are dealing with unruly customers. You're always going to have to deal with unruly customers. That's not a problem that happened overnight or happened because of the coronavirus. There's always been unruly customers at every business. There always will be. That's not something that's going to change anytime ever. But I think that the spin on this is very clearly to show this idea of, oh, well, are we opening up too soon? These people, these customers. I mean, how dare they be doing these things? How dare they be going out? How dare they want their ice cream? That kind of thing. Which I just think it's agenda driven.
Right.
To me, there's clearly an agenda behind this, and the fact that this was the main article on the CNN page, that to me just speaks volumes. This is not like something that was buried under some tab somewhere about buzz or local news or anything like that. This was on the CNN main page. It was the lead story. It was the top story on the page, and it's very clear to me that there's an agenda behind this story. There's a message that they're trying to take. Because remember, most people, all they're going to read is the headline. They don't even bother to read the article. And if you read the article, this place opened back up within a couple days. They basically they got upset, or they had the issue or whatever, and they were back up and running within a couple days after this apparent issue that they had with the customers. And again, it's also kind of this thing is like, well, I've always grown up under the idea that the customer is always right. but apparently that's not what everybody agrees on, right? So it is what it is.
Well, they're not if they're not following store rules. You're the business owner. You have to set the rules. And I took exactly the opposite, that a conclusion that you're saying CNN is trying to imply here. Because if you've been closed now since March, and I don't know if this is a 24-hour, 12-month a year ice cream business. There are some that are only open in the summer months, so maybe they wouldn't have been open earlier anyway. But to be closed for 2 months and to then lose 4 more days, to me sounds like a really big deal. Like that could really hurt your business. And I, as a business owner, would not be very happy about that. And I wouldn't say it's a distraction. If it were my business, I'd be very, very upset.
I'd be upset if it was my business as well. But the point is here is that he's blaming the customers. Well, I want customers if I have a business. I want people to come in and buy my ice cream. Look at the headline. The headline says, one day after reopening, ice cream shop was forced to temporarily close because customers didn't follow social distancing rules. It doesn't say because this business owner didn't have proper security or this business owner wasn't prepared. No, it's the customer's fault. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm taking exception with is the fact that the spin on this story.
Well,
I understand.
I think that's difficult.
I understand what you're saying in terms of if you're a business owner and you have to close because of a situation, that's terrible for you, right? But the fact of the matter is they've been closed because of a terrible situation, and that's because their governor forced them to close. That's the bigger issue. That's the actual real problem. Not that some customers came in and were causing a disruption at this one business. You see what I'm saying?
I absolutely see it.